I think 8 hours of eating and intermittent fasting might also be a big contributor to this.
It is a big contributor. Look, giving your body organs rest and allowing them to detox is a big part. Now, when I started doing the intermittent fasting, I started at 12-12. I added half an hour every day, meaning then the next day was 12 and a half hours fasting, 11 and a half hours eating window, then 12 hours, then 13, then 14. So it took me about 10 days to get to 16 hours. Okay. And now, see, your body has a hunger. You eat for 3 reasons. It's a hunger hormone that peaks at 3 times a day based on your habits. Okay. And that hunger hormone, if you manage for the peak or 20 minutes of peak time, then it subsides very quickly. My hunger hormone is now tamed. It only peaks twice. It peaks at around 9 a.m. It peaks at about 3 p.m. I am after 4 or 5 p.m. I don't feel hungry at all. So that's one reason. The second reason is when you think your stomach is empty and you must eat. Okay, even if you're not feeling hungry. Okay, the third reason, which is the most difficult for me, was cravings, which are tied into as a habit of watching Trump news and snacking. Okay, in the night, which was the worst thing I was doing. I stopped watching Trump in the evenings. I just stopped TV for a while. Okay, so I've broken that connection. Now that I have the discipline and have the benefits, I'm able to watch TV shows in the evening, enjoy movies, and not snack. I can still feel that that habit coming back and asking for it. But at least for me, I find that if I start a little bit, I eat a lot more. But I have much easier time just not eating, which is probably like how recovering alcoholics do, right? The first drink is the most. When they have the one drink, they automatically go after the second and the third drink.
Raj, on intermittent fasting,
yes,
one of the things that I've heard about is really that that by depriving your cells of nutrients for a sort of at least some amount, at least over a particular threshold of time, what is also happening is that the weaker cells are die off, and therefore the stronger cells survive and so on. So that's also one reason. Could be one reason.
There are 2 Nobel Prizes given to people who have proven that prolonged fasting has fantastic benefits. Your body will go into ketosis stage and then get into autophagy, where it actually starts cleaning up all the dead cells in the body. Okay, and it'll convert the dead cells for energy. So consistent with what you are saying, Durrag. Okay, so I mean, look, that extended fasting is maybe required for people with more serious diseases. Like there are centers who will treat cancer by using prolonged fasting.
Most of the people say that when you are diabetic, you should be eating more often, every 3-4 hours, like stacking and all that stuff. So that is a myth. It doesn't work.
That's an absolute myth. Absolutely. And if you join Lalit's program, he'll give you all the data. A lot of people, in fact, CWC, hello Naren, had brought doctors. Naren, you might remember the name of the doctor last time. He started out by saying, we started listing several myths. First myth was, frequent small meals required for diabetics, not required.
Can you also talk a little bit about the green juice?
How
you're making that?
So there are machines called masticating juicers, which are slow moving, low heat juicers. Okay, they'll separate out the insoluble fiber. Insoluble fiber. Soluble fiber will go in. Okay. The first difficulty people have is, but all that fiber I'm going to throw away. Does my body need fiber? Body needs fiber, but not too much, because the moment you have more fiber, you feel satiated and you stop drinking the juice. So you don't get enough of the nutrients. Okay. So eat more vegetables, but also supplement with green juices. Now people say, oh, I'll use my smoothie. Okay, so smoothie has 2 problems. It's got a high-speed blade. That high speed creates microheat, which will oxidize the micronutrients. Secondly, it keeps all the fiber together. Okay, and that fiber will, again, same problem. It will fill you up fast, and you won't be able to drink enough of juice to make a difference. Fruit should never be juiced. Fruit should only be eaten.
What's the logic of not having oil?
Look, oil is extremely highly concentrated bad fat. And if you actually if you go do some research on the history of oil, the oil wasn't introduced. The oil was a byproduct. The industry found lots of extra oil, and they said, let's go figure out some use for oil. And they, it's a marketing genius that they made oil part of our diets.
I think diabetes is a complex disease. It requires a combination of diet, proper diet, and the plant diet absolutely does the service. Number two, you reduce the craving. Number three, exercise. And I call myself, every morning I go for hour and a half walk. I do 6 to 8 miles every day. And I think the very first sentence you put down in your thing, that the body is an auto-regulating stuff. It is the best detoxifying machine as long as you don't fill in so much toxin within it that it can't function. All the clogs get thing, and the body will do the work. As a doctor, I've known all my life, and I tell all my patients, it's the body that does the healing. I'm here only to fan you, to support you and, help you in any way.